A little late to the party, Leaf fans, but you know what? I wanted to get a lot of stuff out to you, and there is a ton. Obviously, free agency starting today. There's tons of things to talk about regarding the Toronto Maple Leafs. Some good things, some scary things, but hell, we're Leaf fans. We're scared about everything right now, aren't we? I mean, watching this team continuously lose in 7 games to whoever the hell they face, it's tough to see. And every move that is made, we're all like questioning things because we're like, is it the right move? I don't know. Like, it doesn't look good on paper, but who knows what can happen? All the things that look on paper good for the Leafs never really go well, so we'll see what happens. But we're going to start off with what the title suggests. Matt Murray is a Toronto Maple Leaf. Very interesting trade that happened a few days ago. There was a lot of traction, you know, over the 24 hours kind of leading up to the deal, that the Leafs were into Matt Murray. They've been kicking tires. They're starting to work on things. It's getting bigger. It looks like it's a done deal. And then bang, the Leafs acquire Matt Murray and an Ottawa Senators 2023 third-round pick and a 2024 seventh-round pick from Ottawa for future considerations. So that in itself, the Leafs got three things. You got Matt Murray, 2 draft picks for future considerations. What that means down the road, we'll have to wait and see. But for right now, that is what the Leafs got. And what does Matt Murray's contract look like? Well, it's a $6.25 for 2 more years. That's scary. However, the Ottawa Senators did retain 25% of those final 2 years. So the Leafs have Matt Murray on a contract as so. 2 years at $4.69 million. So that's what we're dealing with Matt Murray for the next couple seasons. Obviously, it's no more Peter Mrazek because he got sent out of town. And I think it was Chicago. I believe he went to Chicago. And the Leafs traded our first round pick with him to move back like 8 spots, 13 spots, something like that. So you got out of that contract, which is great. You did a fantastic job because you didn't have to retain any money of Mrazek. That's great. The problem with it is that you keep doing these signings, they're not working out, and then you have to trade away, you know, I wouldn't even say a really big asset because your first round pick was late and you didn't really move back that far. And I think you acquired another pick as well. I could be wrong with that. But you got rid of the contract, you didn't have to retain anything, and that allowed them to make this trade with Ottawa to bring in Matt Murray. And again, it's only on a 2-year deal. So how do we feel about this? Because we all know Matt Murray won back-to-back cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins, came in as a rookie, was absolutely an absolute phenom, was really, really good. Then in his last year with Pittsburgh, wasn't all the greatest, right? Then got signed to a 4-year, $25 million contract from the Ottawa Senators, and that's a big deal. And then ever since he went there, he was dealing with injuries. He got COVID to start last season. Up and down year, albeit not on a very good team as well when he was playing. So the numbers don't suggest he played very well. Was injured for the last 20-odd games of the season. But the last 14 that he did play, he had like a .912 save percentage. And so you're looking at Matt Murray like, okay, well, what are you going to get? And that's very scary considering that Jack Campbell is now gone. Peter Mrazek is now gone. And we were going into the season with a Matt Murray, Ilya Samsonov tandem, and we'll get to him in a second. It's a totally new goalie tandem, and it's very scary for Leaf fans. I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Like, I'm damn scared of this. Can Matt Murray turn the clock back to Pittsburgh days with a better team in front of him in Toronto than Ottawa? Yeah, he definitely can. He's got a lot to prove. Because he got signed to this contract, and he got sent down to the AHL last season. He was that bad. Then he came back up and was reasonable at a sub-3 goals against average. And like I said, the same percentage of .912 over a 14-game span. So he really found himself. Obviously got hurt the rest of the season. It would have been nice to see how he ended the year, but obviously that didn't happen. But the fact that he did what he did in Pittsburgh, we're all kind of hoping for that again. And it's scary because, again, it's a wild card flyer. Is he going to be that, or is he going to be Ottawa Senators Matt Murray? If you get Ottawa Senators Matt Murray, the Leafs are in massive trouble. But if they get Pittsburgh Penguins defense or goaltender Matt Murray, the Leafs have a damn good chance of being very, very good and being out of the first round for the first time since 2004. Albeit, you actually have to go through it and win and get past the round, which seems easier said than done. But Matt Murray's playoff stats are outstanding. Outstanding. Albeit that's when he was really good. The confidence was there. He had a good team in front of him. So there's all kinds of variables you can look at and say, damn, those numbers are really good. But damn, those numbers are really bad. And there's that big question mark in the middle. And that's his Leafs career, because we don't know what the hell we're going to get. So that's where I'm at in the whole Matt Murray saga. I want to get all your thoughts in the comments, though, about that trade. I mean, it looks good on paper, obviously, because you got the goalie. You got 2 draft picks as well for future considerations. Not too shabby. However, you don't know what you're going to get from the goaltender, which is obviously the massive piece in that deal. So it's a wait-and-see game for Matt Murray, really. All right? Now, let's get to the off-season stuff that has been just trickling down all day long so far. Let's talk about the guys who have departed the Toronto Maple Leafs. With the trade of Matt Murray, Jack Campbell, the departure of Jack Campbell was evident. Give me a second. I'll be back. Hold on. Maybe a little bit unprofessional, but you know what? I thought about a mid-video and I'm like, for the last time, I'm going to bring out Jack Campbell. It's been a time, Jack. With Freddie Anderson, the fiasco that happened there, he stepped in. It was absolutely phenomenal. Well on him, though, for getting a 5-year deal at $5 million. It's a good time, Jack. It was a good time. So he goes to Edmonton, who's been linked to him throughout the entire offseason, a 5-year, $5 million contract. And I get why the Leafs didn't want to do so. For a few reasons. One, he's on the wrong side of 30. That's one thing. So a 5-year contract for a goalie, quite scary. Also, I guess, his injury-prone stuff. He's been injured quite a bit in his career. He was injured last season as well. And so there's that question mark that's always going to loom over him, kind of like what Matt Murray is. However, Matt Murray's not making 5 years at $5 million. He's making 2 years at 4.6. It's a lot more of a safe contract there. However, Jack Campbell, his numbers with the Leafs have been phenomenal. Change of scenery, who knows, might not go the greatest. We all know how goaltending happens in Edmonton. It's not very good usually, so we'll see what happens there. But for Jack, personally, we loved you here in Toronto, no doubt. We understand it's a business. It's unfortunate he's gone. Wish him all the best. Ilya Mikheyev. Look, we knew this guy was going to be gone at the beginning of last season, let's be real. Where he asked basically for a trade out of Toronto because he wanted a bigger role somewhere else, didn't get traded, had a good year with the Leafs, and we're like, well, the guy's going to want some money. He clearly doesn't want to be here. He's going to be gone. So he signs a 4-year contract at $4.75 million with the Vancouver Canucks. So again, congrats to Ilya Mikheyev. Going to be, he loved his soup, so we're not going to be seeing him on those posters anymore walking around stores. But all the best to Ilya Mikheyev. He was a great time with the Leaf. I loved the energy, loved the speed and the effort he always played with. It was great. But again, didn't stay healthy very much. Ilya Labushkin. This is the guy that it hurts me more. Because I love myself some Ilya Labushkin. He got traded over last year from the Arizona Coyotes for Nick Ritchie, and we thought that was a fantastic trade, and it was. I loved it. You got the right-hand defenseman with some physicality to him, defensive mindset, and on the right side, play with like Morgan Riley, whoever the hell they want to put him with. Oh, fantastic stuff. And it worked out great. And you traded away Nick Ritchie, a guy who wasn't doing squat for you. So I get that. And I loved his play as a Leaf. I really enjoyed his time here. Would have loved to have him back. But he signed with the Buffalo Sabres on a 2-year, $2.75 million contract there. I'm not really sure why the Leafs couldn't have done that. But again, it is what it is. And he is gone. Now, who did the Leafs bring in? Well, let's be honest here. Not a whole lot to this point. Whether it's going to be a trade, whether they have some last little splash to put down, I don't know. But as of right now, when I'm recording this, the Leafs have acquired their backup goaltender, or their tandem goalie, if you want to put it that way, Ilya Samsonov. Right? They obviously tried it with Jack Campbell and Peter Mrazek last season as the goalie tandem, the 1-2 or the 1A, 1B. It kind of worked until Jack Campbell went down, and then we were crapping ourselves for the entire season with Mrazek and Shelgren. But Ilya Samsonov, obviously with the Washington Capitals, put up some okay numbers, had some okay games, but again, you kind of inconsistent. But former first-round pick of the Washington Capitals. I remember watching that draft. Obviously, we all know, if you guys have watched my videos enough, you know that my second team is the Washington Capitals. So I watched that draft and saw Samsonov, and I'm like, you already have Braden Holtby. What the hell are you doing? And he's now a Toronto Maple Leaf, a 1-year, a $1.8 million contract. So again, you don't have a whole lot tied up in your goaltenders term-wise. You have 2 years on Matt Murray. You have 1 year on Samsonov. So if things don't go great, you have the room to kind of adjust it and move on. Right? You don't have to deal with you basically don't have to deal with what you did with Peter Mrazek. That fiasco. I think Dubas might have learned from that. My thing, I don't know what happened there. I think it would be just fine. It's going to be the 10% warning. So they probably should hurry this thing up. But they bring in Samsonov again. It's a goalie tandem. It's, again, a wait-and-see game, right? This is the problem with the Leafs offseason. You know what you got from Jack Campbell. He's gone. Mikheyev gave you a great year. He's gone. I love Lybushkin. He's gone. So that's upsetting. And you bring in Matt Murray, question mark. Samsonov, question mark. And they bring in Adam Gaudette, center. You know, he's going to be a depth center. He's going to be one of your depth guys, maybe in the AHL, maybe, again, fourth line center, whatever the case may be. He'll probably replace that Colin Blackwell role that he had last season. Actually, no, he might. No, Nick Aube-Kubel, he'll probably be the one that's going to replace the Colin Blackwell role of last year. But Adam Gaudette signs a 1-year, $750K contract, again, for depth. So you can't go wrong with depth down the middle. You really, really can't. Now, then the Leafs obviously signed Nick Aube-Kubel to a 1-year, $1 million contract, and people will be like, damn, I recognize that name from somewhere. Yeah, because he's the one that dropped the cup there in the celebration there when they were doing their team picture. He comes flying in and drops the cup. So, but he's a Toronto Maple Leaf now, and he's at least touched the damn thing. So we'll see what happens down the road. But apparently, you know, I've read some things up on Kubel and Aube-Kubel, and he's apparently a very good bottom six checking forward. So a guy that gets in there grimy areas, able to just grit it up. So. And the Leafs don't have a whole lot of that, so you can't go wrong with that signing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. However, Leaf fans, this is going to wrap it up. I wanted to break down as much as possible for you guys, and I think I did. And I got this video usually is just a discussion for me to fire a bunch of things out there for you, and then you guys go nuts in the comments. And that's still going to be the case, but I just had a lot to talk about. And I want to get all your thoughts in the comments below about the Matt Murray trade, all the departured Leafs, and all the Leafs that are just coming into Toronto. I want to get all your thoughts on that and more, because, I mean, look, the expectations for the Leafs after losing these guys are question marks. And you know what, man? That might be a good thing. Instead of going into the year saying, cup or bust. No, it's not going to be the case this year. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens down the road, right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, and I want to say you like the signings, but if you like or you don't like the signings and the trade for the Toronto Maple Leafs, smack that like button to appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. You guys are not already, comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the signings, the trade, all that stuff, guys. Go crazy in the comments. Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition. If they do anything more, I'll get on that with you guys. And for the Toronto Blue Jays, they're in action tonight. Game 2 of the 2-game set against the Philadelphia Phillies at Rogers Center as the Jays look to win their second consecutive game, sweep the mini 2-game set, and John Schneider get his first win as head coach of the Toronto Blue Jays. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and just talking about the Leafs a little bit, even though it's stressful as always in Leaf land. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I do appreciate it as always. We'll talk to you guys then.